Hey, Dan. What's going on, brother? How are you? Chris Greenaway in the chat. Howdy, Chris. Brethren from up brethren from up north. Buff Del Campo, Turbo Del Campo. Howdy, brother. How you doing, Buff? Mike in 32451. Howdy, Mike. Danny Boyd, is that a red 55 T-Bird? Yes, sir, it is. Here, I'm sorry. I'm over here pacing. I'll be honest with you guys. The most I sit still every week is during the live streams. Got Dakota's timeout in the chat. Howdy, Dakota. How are you? Yeah, it's a 55 T-Bird. Dakota, no, I'm not on the clock, thankfully. I should be. I just charge him a couple hours for being here. Lazy A-Hole Ranch in the house. Howdy, Allie. Dino Spumoni. I was trying to hold stuff. Oh, moderator got it. Food nerds in the chat. Howdy, Mom. Hubie's Garage. Chris Sanders. Howdy, Chris. Cousin Mike's in the class. In the class. See, that's where I'm at. He says, sup, big sexy. What's going on, Mike? How are you? We got 59 Cadillac in bare metal. We've got this Camaro, my bane. But yeah, there's a 68 Cougar here. And there's a Wagoneer up top. And back here, there's a D150. Most of it anyway. Lots of dirt bikes. The 55 T-Bird I did some work on. I think I can turn this camera around. Paranormal Slumber Party in the chat. Mrs. Traumatos. Howdy all. Let me make sure I got... Danny Boy, the Cougar is kind of a gray. I don't know what color it was originally, but it was kind of a grayish with a blue undertone. GTI Warrior in the chat. Howdy, brother. Let me see if I think I can turn this camera around and actually just do it like a normal person. I think it'll actually do that. Hold on. There we go. How about that? Yeah, this one came in for some fire damage because the teapot carburetor had been, had caused a fire. And I had to redo this entire engine bay, pretty much. The fire spread over a lot of it. And hey, Charlie Roma in the chat. Yeah, Charlie, I've been at the shop all weekend trying to fix my truck. Shop Cat, and we got 672E Galaxy. Howdy, brother. Keeps trying to hold everybody's messages. I don't know what's with that, but Mopar Man 1978 saying even Don Garlitz. Yes, my name, Don Garlitz. But yeah, this 292 Y block's running pretty well. I haven't gotten to test drive it, which I'm a little bummed about because I look hilarious in this car. I'm too big for it. But yeah, I just been trying to. I did some decent work on this. All I did was, rattle can stuff, polish stuff, and, real basics. But I feel like, I tried to put some real time into it because this car was given to the owner by his father. And, the guy's had it, since he was a teenager. So, I wanted to put as much love into it as I can. It was probably a bummer for him to see it on fire. There's fire retardant. I have some pictures. I think I've done a before and after post on my community maybe. But, it was burnt up in here, and now it's not burnt up. So I did my job there. And in the Cougar, not the Cougar, the Camaro here, I finally got the 4-link and the Ford 9-inch installed. It's kind of a shame not to have any light on it. Let me see if I can do something about that. That helps at all, maybe. Doubt it. But yeah, you can see. It's got this Ford 9-inch and the 4-link, this crazy housing, coilovers, that's tub now. And yeah, I did all that. Jeez. Mopar Man still having trouble with the moderating stuff. Mopar man, I'm gonna have to go look on my YouTube page or something on the actual laptop and fix that. I'm sorry, brother. But yeah, the Camaros are together. That's something. You know, I get something done every once in a while. Most of the time, I'm just breaking things. It's my this is my Hellcat pipe stand over here from you've seen in previous videos. It's just hiding away under stuff. You know, you know. Hey, Hunter's in the chat. Howdy, Hunter. How are you? But howdy, J-Bo. How you doing, man? But yeah, there's a really good metalworking area in this shop. It's a really solid place. There's more cars. This El Camino is not exactly the star of the show, but it's still pretty nice. It's got a 6-cylinder. I forget the displacement for those 86 cylinders. There's another 68 Camaro. This one's got a 383 with a Muncie. And that one's about done. Just need to measure for push rod length and get some push rods and then reassemble, and it's good to go. Hey, Bubba Ayers in the chat saying he's dropping in to say hi. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Thanks, Bubba. Hope you're having a good one as well. I'm just pacing around this shop. I've been working all day. I guess I could probably show you guys my work. That would probably be better content than all the crap in this shop. But yeah, this is pretty much my 235 sitting here. But I found out that it was actually what's above the Camaro. Hold on, I'll address that real fast. That's a Wildcat. Wildcat. Yeah, it's got a nail head that's going in it right there. And I don't know who put this sad little prayer mat on the nail head, but yeah, it's got a nail head that's going in it. It'll probably be fuel injected, and it's got an overdrive transmission as well, a 200 R4 if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a 64 Mexican spec. Mopar man saying I got 2 of the 4 tires on 2 of the rims I painted for the Valiant yesterday, replacing axle seals and pinion seal. Nice, Mopar man. That's gonna be good. Brian M in the chat. J-Bo saying nice shop. Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. It's a little disorganized right now. We've been thrashing on. I've kind of been saving the star of the show here for last on the CUDA. And yeah, she's a pretty car. We had to get a lot together. You know, it's all the devils in the details kind of stuff, wiring connections, seeing what's going to work, what we didn't get a chance to test, and yeah. And this is the one, I call it Darth 440. And I don't know if anybody got it until I put the shaker on. And it's a really cool concept. I'll admit, I had my doubts about the sleeving on everything, but it looks really clean. You know what I mean? And that's it's one of those things. I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm losing it, because sometimes I don't understand Genius. But yeah, Darth 440. And yeah, I'll set it down. It's got a lot of goodies now. It came in and it was pretty basic. It just had a really nice double pumper on it, but that was about it. It's got Hydro Boost. It's got a sniper system. It's pretty well off. But yeah, she's pretty. I like this car a bunch. Hope I get to test drive this. But back to the real heavy horsepower stuff here. We've got the very heavy head from my 235. You'd be saying Kowalski would love that one. Hell yeah. Very heavy head from the 235. Push rods, rockers, all kinds of stuff. And I was kind of waiting for my live stream to give an explanation, because I figured everybody asking would be on here for the most part. I got a lot of comments to respond to. I've been working all weekend. And but yeah, here, go out to the truck too. Should have brought a flashlight. Maybe I should grab that. Dakota saying likes the blue fan. I have the stock fan, and I've been People kind of give me crap for running that thing, but it was a gift from my buddy when I was like 20 years old. So I just, I've had it for so long I run it. It's a nice 4L80 there. The block covered up right there is a 400M that I'm going to get to do a little bit of work on. I was trying to do a video because I was actually cleaning the lifter bores on that block using a method John Wilburn told me about. And I wanted to give him a shout out, but it was hard to record. Yeah. So here we are, guys. Where does one begin? The timing gear was the culprit. I got that gear off and I stopped hearing that knock that I was hearing. And I checked the main bearings and I checked the caps. I checked the thrust bearing. There was some thrust bearing wear on obviously on the bearings, and that probably accounts for some of that copper I saw in that oil change. But besides that, it didn't seem like excessive wear for an engine this old. I mean, it's had a rebuild at one point. I realized that as soon as I took the head off because they're stamped 40 over, and there's this nice little helicoil here. But yeah, this is it, guys. This is the old 235. I got the oil pan off right now, so it's open to the elements, which isn't ideal, but I can deal with it. It's not too bad out here. And but yeah, the timing gear was the culprit, and I thought I got the right kit today, but I bought some more wrong parts. But I did order the right parts thanks to Hubie. Hubie came by, he found a good part number for me, which I had kind of neglected. Dickie's asking what time it is. I lost track, man. It is 8:30 where I'm at. How are you, Dickie? Good to see you, brother. Am I missing questions? 400 Ford goes to the dent side truck is correct, Dan. Yes. He be saying the oil will protect it. Yes, sir. All hail internal combustions in the chat. Welcome, howdy, brother. Cleaned it up real nice. I tried to. Yeah, I need to hit this deck with some 150. I like to use the Ed's Machines method. He uses a file and just a little crosshatch, and it comes out real clean. So I'm probably going to do that. I just want to make sure to get the carbon off the pistons. Do that much, and yeah, I just need to throw it together. I can get a gasket kit tomorrow morning, so after work I'm going to be thrashing again. It's going to be a busy week, couple days, but I think I can get this thing back on the road because I finally ordered the right parts. I get off on tangents. Sorry, guys. I'm a little sleepy tonight, but but yeah, Hubie was helping me find the right parts. We called a few places and ended up going through Rock Auto because their delivery will get it here on this Tuesday, and all the part stores were telling me next Tuesday. And as kind as my boss is letting me park my truck out here in the yard and work on it and everything, I don't want it to be here forever and ever. So, Miss Olive Drab in the chat. But yeah, it's I was really happy there was no internal damage. I was so expecting to find a busted rod or a crack in the crank or just a bearing that had spun, just something, you know what I mean? Because I heard that knock. But as soon as I removed this cam gear, there was no knock. So, I mean, that got me some hope. So my plan is to get this cam gear. I bought an aluminum cam gear, which is an upgrade from the weird fibrous one. Let me go show you guys. I'm doing all right, Dickie. You know what I mean? Just trying to work, trying to make sure I can sort this out. I probably would have been a little bit further if I just had a normal source of gaskets and everything. Where is that thing? Right here. Yeah, it's this old fibrous, I don't know, it's like sawdust and like parts of stuff they had left over from the Korean War, from what I can see. Auto Salvage Outlaws in the chat. Howdy, brother. I haven't been ignoring you about that V8, man. I got a video coming. You'll see, brother. Dean says, go ahead, admit it. You love your boss and he loves it. Dave Lewis says, easy fix. Yeah, I think so. No, this one's made in USA, Dan. It's here, I can flip it. This one's made in USA. It's just like I said, it's some old well, I think we should make them out of jute twine because we have stores of it from the war. I don't know, but it's made here. And I had failed to look at that part number right there. And Alva and Hubie were both here actually trying to help me, and they looked at that. I was able to it's cracked because I pried it off. That's not the actual damage. The missing teeth is the damage that happened inside of the engine. But where's this piece? This hub went in the middle, and that was a pain because it was stuck on the cam. So I obviously had to do a little bit of relief there on this thing, and I heated it up and it slid right off. But that was a pain. That took me a while to kind of, because I tried pulling it proper, of course, before I did this, but this worked. So what are you gonna do? Got the head bolts soaking in some gas. I was gonna copper coat this gasket, but I felt kind of like an ass. I'm like, the gasket ain't expensive. Just buy a kit, you know. Mexican Spec says that failed. No. Yeah, pretty much. Mopar Man saying you're going to be balancing the rods and pistons. It will help in the long run. Mopar Man, I probably won't take them out of the engine. I'll probably just throw this thing together best I can because I have that V8 build as well. Do you guys want to see the V8? Hubie saying it was pretty awesome taking the cam gear off and having the knock disappear when cranking over. Yeah. Here, Dan, I'll get you a better look at that truck. And the KTM. KTM's a nice bike. Make sure. I like the Oldsmobile and the truck kind of facing each other there. It's like they're old friends going out for an early bird special. Chris Sanders saying, let's see the V8. You guys want to see the V8? All right. I mean, it's nothing. I still haven't cleaned the pistons themselves, so it's not as impressive as it could be. But it's back here. My toolbox over here. My crap up there. Trucker hats. Hubie's son was kind enough to get me this hat, and Hubie brought it to me, and I think it is pretty badass. It's official. It's my brother up there, family. Got some art from @0 up here. And a truck from Colorado, from Lazy A-Hole Ranch. Let me see if I can focus on that. Got a picture of another Apache. Myriad of stickers. Dinosaurs for my son. And soon to be Hubie's Garage stickers. Okay. Hubie, custom classics. Cousin Mike's gonna fix me up. We have those trucks here. Why aren't you selling them there? I'll find somebody, Mexican Spec. No, he was out riding the KTM, Hubie. Let me see if I can wheel this out a little better. Something's always gotta fall. But yes, V8. It's a 350 from 1984. And it is a 4-bolt main. I don't feel like taking the oil pan off right now. Got a lot of wrenching, guys. And yeah, it's got these dish pistons in it. But it's pretty basic. But William Kavanaugh in the chat. Howdy, William. Rusted Junk Garage in the chat. Howdy, Rusted Junk. But yeah, that's her. There's nothing really amazing about it right now, but I'm getting ready to put this thing together. That's what I was about to say. But I have those 882 heads that I was able to get, and they just finished the machine work on them. So I'm gonna go pick them up tomorrow, and yeah, I'll probably do a video. I probably need to do a video for you guys. That sounds normal, right? It's like what a YouTuber would do, is do a video for you guys. I'm not the best YouTuber sometimes. Well, plus, I struggle communicating anyway. Sometimes I'll get off on tangents, forget what I was talking about, lose context. A little vague sometimes too. You be saying that the 036 Target Master Mexico blocks are good ones. I hope it's a good one. Brian M saying I was given a pellet smoker and fixed it for under 20 bucks. It took a lot of cleaning the auger out. Nice, Brian. I have a big old Traeger you could have if you wanted. I got parts for it. I just got nowhere to use it. It's been sitting there, and I could use the room in storage, honestly. But yeah, what do you guys think? That's the shop. That's the V8 I got sitting over there. I got some parts, but they're in that dark corner, so I don't even know. I guess I could take a flashlight with me. I try to keep the lights off because I don't want to run this guy's electric bill to high hell. Probably costs more than my truck's worth. But William Kavanaugh saying 882s are smog heads, dude. William, I mean, they're 79. They're good ones. They're got larger valves than the ones I had and everything. I feel like it's a decent upgrade. Hey, Gary Dryden in the chat. Howdy, Gary, saying, hope you're well. Doing pretty well, Gary, pretty well. I just wandering around the shop. I've been working on this 6-cylinder all day. I haven't gotten too much done, but I've just been kind of punking away on it and trying to source parts. But yeah, it's all dark over here. Spooky. Yeah, let's see. If I can turn that camera. Yeah, this is my parts shelf. It's got I got this Edelbrock intake. That's for the V8 itself. I put this 2 to 4 adapter on there. AdZero gave me that, but I put it on there to piss my boss off. I got 2 BBDs right here. One from Mopar Man, one from Dick Dastardly. Thank you, guys. And in here, I can't really open it because I got the flashlight and the phone, but I got a 750 double pumper that the owner of that Ford truck actually sold me. But got good stuff here. Power Master alternator. I got a clutch for the Saginaw down here. I got a nice aluminum bell housing thanks to Alva. He scored that as like a side deal. Got spare backing plates and drums back here. Enough Rust-Oleum to cover a lot of the truck. There's stuff down here. You got a small block water pump, interstate battery. That generator's actually Hubie's. He just doesn't know yet. Another 4-barrel intake, starter, just V8 parts, just everything to throw that motor together. I'm getting real close to actually being able to start assembling and maybe even start trying to mock up for the swap eventually because, you know, I think it's time. Mexican Spec saying, okay, I see now, your 6-cylinder is jealous you're preparing for a V8 in the truck. Could very well be. But I mean, this 6-cylinder does, you know, I mean, it does see a kind of a ridiculous amount of use for what it is. And it's kind of funny because in 10 years of ownership, this is the most I've taken it apart. And, you know, I guess it is very taken apart, but I was actually very surprised at the good condition of all the internal components. You know what I mean? Check these funky push rods. But things didn't look bad. You know, I expected to see a lot of wear. You know, I was expecting to see a ridge on the cylinders and everything else. But I didn't. So, you know, I thought that was kind of, I thought that was pretty cool. You know, the engine's held up pretty well. And I know it's been rebuilt, but again, I don't really know the extent of the rebuild. And, yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else did I miss here. Zolly's Auto Clinic saying, why not aluminum heads? Zolly's, I was kind of trying to stick with just the cast iron kind of work truck engine. I like aluminum heads though. I couldn't afford them. Oh, poor man saying I'm also watching Ghost Rider. Gary Dryden, I'm gonna get a cam gear for the 235, but I'm definitely gonna. I was just showing a 350 I have that I'm gonna run. He'd be saying there were always mixed reviews on 882s, but they are good ones for his daily driver truck that won't break the bank. Yeah, Hubie, that generator's totally yours. All hail internal combustion saying it's good to have a shelf for yourself and not sharing with an elf. Indeed. Brian M saying I might be interested in that Traeger. Text me, brother. Text me or email me. I know you have I think you have my number. But go ahead and text me, man. I'll get it to you. It's got parts and everything. I haven't touched it in a year, so I would rather someone use it. It's the bigger model. William Kavanaugh saying, Auto Salvage Outlaws, I had 882s on my 74 Corvette. I did some investigating and found they're prone to cracking. Zolly's Auto Clinic saying it craves forged internals and boost. Zolly's, you know what? If it was one of the later, if it was like one of the post 63 six cylinders, I probably would try to build it. Buff, that Oldsmobile's just sitting there. It's kind of a bummer, huh? It's a beautiful car, but it's the project's been on hold for a long time, probably 2.5 years or so. I'm closing this. I don't like leaving hoods up. Frankie CNC and Woodworking Channel saying KCL still working on the head gasket, if anyone's wondering. Howdy, Frankie. I'm glad to hear it, man. Chris is saying that the 235 reminds me of the, sorry, I'll turn that around for you. Reminds me of the 1.6 liter in my Chevette. It's a funky machine. All hail internal combustion say nothing wrong with a stockish straight six. They run great for a long time. Yeah, this one certainly has. I mean, I feel like I've gotten great service out of it. Especially considering I was running around on a piece of wood, like that cardboard sponge thing. But I was able to order the right part from Rock Auto. It's an aluminum melling replacement for that weird sponge thing, like made out of old Jeep tires and Bakelite, whatever the hell it is. Opar man saying, I've about got the slant six buttoned up. Just have to wait for payday for the new $150 harmonic balancer. Nice, man. Gary Dryden's got to leave for work in 10 minutes. Geez, good luck, Gary. 672 Galaxy saying, cool shop. Thanks, brother. I mean, like I said, I love this place. The owner's pretty, he's out there. No, he's a good dude. He's, does some really cool stuff. He's got great ideas, and some of them are a little on the shelf, but just the same, you know, they're really cool builds. Chris Greenway's saying, doesn't show the start, stop. Which one? Gary Dryden saying, salute Ari, he'll have a great night. Sorry I can't talk. Stay in talk car. Yeah, sorry you got to leave, Gary, but you have a great night at work. You know, you be safe out there, and check your fluids, man. Hubie's Garage is saying we had 041s to give Ari, but they didn't have hardened seats. I had 81 882s in my tow rig, and they did great. Yeah, I trust Hubie. He's a little more seasoned than me. Buff Del Campo saying, I was just here listening. I was lurking on UTG Live too. My shop is getting better every day. It was full of stuff. Now it's workable. Nice. Rusted Junk saying, what liquid is in the cryo vessel? Yeah, it was liquid nitrogen, Rusted Junk. We had to melt Dynamat, or remove Dynamat from that entire 59 caddy. And just the entire floor, the walls were covered with the Dynamat. So we actually froze it. The method was, I had it wrong. I did a video, but I was doing it wrong. We abraded the film on the Dynamat with a needle scaler, poured the liquid nitrogen, and then chipped it out with an air hammer or just a scraper, and it came off pretty clean. Hey, Cousin Abel's in the chat. Territory. Howdy, Abel. Chris Greenaway saying, I was upset with the Darth block. Generic Mopar performance valve covers. Why build a 70 shaker CUDA with without the Hemi Orange 440 in the original 6-pack? Makes the shaker pop more. I'm kind of with you, Chris. That was one of the first things I said was Hemi Orange. I mean, even if everything else was that black and the block was Hemi Orange, I feel like it would look good. But at the end of the day, you know, that's what the customer wanted. So I heard he's really happy with it. He came by to look on Friday night. He wanted to take the car, but we still need to get it aligned. A few more things. So that'll probably be tomorrow. Gary Dryden saying, might be able to jump on before work. Just got to get in, make sure I'm prepped for the night. Nice, man. Yeah, take care of it, man. You don't want to be in a rush. Gary Dryden saying, hate being the only cook. Yeah, that's got to be pretty rough. Everyone else like is like, I don't like what? I can't touch food. But yeah, let's take a look at this 6-cylinder again. I kind of wanted to see if I can give you guys a closer look. See if we can turn this around. Turn around. Yeah, you can see 40 over. And no ridge on the cylinders or anything. Can't catch your nail. And decent, you know what I mean? A little glazed, but not too bad off, really. I feel like this funky old stuff. I get decent top end oiling because I ran this hard line up to the top end. This is where the old dummy oil pressure sensor was, but I ran this hard line up around and it connects to the side of the head over here on the passenger side, and I get good top end oiling because of that. That's why I think it's much cleaner. The head's much cleaner than it probably ever was. Dakota's timeout saying, you should port the head and the manifolds and see if you can tell a difference in power. Geez, Dakota, that would be a lot of cast iron to remove. If I wasn't trying to get this thing together, though, I totally would. But yeah, that's her. It's a funky old setup. Chris Greenaway saying, people change the homage of these rods, and pretty soon we'll be asking if the third or fifth layer of the paint is original. We're already there, Chris. I'm telling you, man. People really make these cars unrecognizable. Cousin Abel's saying it's reminding me of Cold War. The best is asking what fuel do I use. I just use 87 octane. I used to run 91 when gas was cheaper around here, but this past year it got pretty crazy. I would have paid up to $8 for the 91, so I've been running on 87, and she runs pretty well. Doesn't suck up too much gas, more than I'd like to use, but I drive a lot, so nothing too crazy. Yeah, funky old block, timing gears, no timing chain. And I had to drop the oil pan on this thing because there's 2 bolts down at the very bottom here. I don't know if you can see those holes. I'll move the flashlight with me. I don't know if you can see those holes, but you have to get those. You have to drop the oil pan to get to those. So to remove the timing cover, you got to remove the oil pan. Abel's saying, dang Ari, it's reminding me of Cold War Motors 1937 Chevy engine boring at the Strong's garages. That engine looks great on the Apache. Thanks, man. You know what I mean? It's in a lot better condition than I thought. You know, I was expecting to find a lot of internal damage, just kind of a really pooched engine, for lack of a better way of saying. Hey, Brother Bear. Welcome, man. Welcome to Stovebolt. How are you? Cousin Mike's here too, I think. He's probably just cooking something. Tuned me out by now. But yeah, we're just looking at the old stove bolt, all the funkiness. I should have taken the rocker gallery panel off, or lifter gallery panel. Sorry. Yeah, funky old. Big old starter on this thing. Real heavy bell housing. Down there you can see the external slave cylinder for the clutch and the line that goes just straight to the master cylinder. It's got clutch and brakes. I don't know. Some people are familiar with it. Some people aren't. Brother Bear, I think she's okay. Actually, you know what's here? I can show you guys. Oh, hold on. Got to be ghetto about this. I'm sorry, guys. You never saw me do this. Yeah, I think she's okay, Brother Bear. I don't hear that crazy knock anymore. Abel's saying, "Are you having a change of heart going with the Tesla conversion?" Yeah, I was thinking about it. You guys want another one? I'm gonna do it again. Poor man saying it's like whack-a-mole. Nice. Yes, crazy giant com block engine, not meant to ever die. I wonder how much you can actually bore it out to, because like I said, it's already 40, so it's like if you wanted to go, could you go more? Which reminds me, I mean, all these years, I thought I was driving a 235. I've been driving a 240.2. I've been living a lie, an absolute lie. It's like I don't even recognize myself anymore. MX Spec saying, now the engine is way out of time. I'll get it together when I get it together. Dakota's out for the night. Have a good night, Dakota. Sorry, I got to get all close to read this stuff. These glasses need replacement. I think I'm due for the optometrist. Dakota, you have a great night. Have a great week, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Be safe. Don't work too hard. Remember, you know what I mean. Do like me. Hide. No, I'm just kidding. But have a great week, brother. Check your fluids. Barrow's Garage is saying, if I remember right, you can go over 60 on a stove, but it gets spendy. Yeah, I can imagine. I can't. Asking my machinist to chalk up that heavy 6-cylinder, man, that would be bad. It's 630 pounds. There was a 54 Corvette in here just for kind of an inspection, look over. The guy had some wild ideas, but he didn't end up going through with it. And the Corvette had the same 235, and it had a Power Glide in it. And I was thinking, like, between that 235, the Power Glide and fluids, it's almost like that. It's 900 pounds-ish right there alone. It's insane to me for a Corvette. He'd be saying it'll be really good to see the stove bolt live again and to pull it out running when you do the 350 swap. Yeah, Hubie, like I was saying, you know what I mean? As much as I'd like to hold on to it, you know, if you could use it from one of the Tri-5s, it's a really healthy 235. It's a truck motor, which I know is desirable. And I'd be really happy if you could use it. But, you know, if you want me to keep it, I'll keep it. Barrow's Garage is saying the truck will walk all over that vet with the Power Glide. Probably. What bums me out, though, Brother Bear, is we still have the T-Bird here. I really wanted to race the 55 T-Bird against the 54 Vet. You know what I mean? She's still over here, Brother Bear. Let me reach up a little higher there. That would have been a fun race. Ooh, someone's having fun out there. Shift! Hubie's Garage is saying on the Tri-5s, the 6-cylinder Power Glide combo is the heaviest. It actually uses the heavier coil springs. I can imagine, Hubie, that's insane. On a little, like, on a little sports car, you know what I mean? Like, it seems so odd to me. Chris Greenaway saying, I got laid off, so I'm doing cheap work on the Formula. Dyeing the seats black this week. Sorry to hear that, Chris. I hope it's, might be much needed, though. Sometimes, you know, break from work. Probably save your life. Jeez. But, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're working on the cars, man. You got to just punk away on little stuff. Danny Boyd saying Coyote Mustang. I'm not sure. There a lot of guys ripped down this street, which is kind of good, so. He'd be saying that shop is a raceway out front there. Yeah, it's not exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, man. Girls Garage is saying that has to be a pretty rare vet, though. Most were manual. Yeah, Brother Bear, it was kind of weird to see. And the guy was talking about throwing it on a chassis and everything and going kind of crazy resto mod with it. And I was a little upset about it, honestly, but I don't know. I was talking to Hubie about it, and he's like, it'd probably be cooler if we find like a fiberglass body or something, as opposed to ruining a museum piece. But Chris Green was saying, "All right, don't hurt me too much. Factory work has been like that since it was invented." Yeah, I've been there, man. Hold on to your job with a tight, firm grip, and beware the man with a silicone chip. For if you don't, you'll cash your chips. Yeah, that was my old man. Oh, man. The best, it's a 292 Y block in the T-Bird. .292 Y block in the T-Bird. Oh, Brian M saying New Hope and Hiles a raceway after 11 p.m. I bet. Danny Boyd saying 352 was FE. See if I can flip this around again. I got the oil pan sitting in here. Oil pan sitting in there, kind of dripping. I got the radiator in here. This is what crap I carry in the truck. The old Coleman. Here's my other wheel. I'm on my spare right now, which is just the old steel wheel. I don't know if you guys noticed that already. But yeah, I got the old, I think it's a 98. The flat top. That's got to be a rare car. There's a Cutlass back there. There's a 60 Eldorado. There's an older Ford truck. I'm not sure on the year. And there's a shoebox, which I absolutely love. Kind of covered up, but nice shoebox. He'd be saying, if you scrap the 235, I will take it for my 55 four-door in Montana. The 235 in it is frozen. Your 235 is family to you. It needs to go in a future project car of yours and stay with you. Hubie, I can't really disagree there. I cut my teeth on it. I love that engine, but I don't know. Thinking about you putting around a 55 with it's pretty cool too, rather than it sitting in a garage for an eternity. Especially up in Montana, that's like setting her free. Like, go out to the country, But all of saying I like the Cutlass. Yeah, the Cutlass is nice. That's another one that's just kind of on pause. Owners get these big ideas and then they don't want to go through with projects. And Ray's courteous enough to store the car. He can't, store them all inside, but he stores them. Hubie saying my dad street raced some HB areas back in the day. Hubie, did he, what's Nichols? Nichols was a big race street, wasn't it, by the dump? Barrow's Garage is saying 1950s automatics are complete garbage, no matter who made them. It took a lot of years for them to make an auto good. Yeah, there's some weird stuff. There's like that Buick Roto Hydromatic. There's Power Glides. I know there was something weird in this Cadillac here before it got swapped to an LS. But Dean saying, I'm glad you're okay, Ari. My American friend just got kicked out of the casino, so I'm on her live to console her. See y'all later, Dean. Check your fluids, man. Hope your friend's okay. He'd be saying, well, if it ever gets to the point of scrapping, call me. I mean, you know what I mean? It's going to be sitting there. Yeah, I want to give you, ever since the Power Glide, I've wanted to give you something heavy and cast iron, and this weighs twice as much as the Power Glide. So it seems like it'll make up. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, this is where I work. This is it. I do all kinds of stuff. Sometimes large tasks, sometimes just cleaning up and making sure supplies are ready. I kind of laugh because again it fluctuates between really insignificant stuff and really important stuff. Where I'm like, you sure you want me to do that? You know? I do all kinds of crap. You know what I mean? Like, what? Put that 4-link kit in there. I did the tubs on that. I mean, it was a real headache. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I just did it with a snap, but I did it. Helping the boss with some internal engine work and stuff now. Ran a lot of wiring. I'm decent at wiring. Don't have a great concept of it, but if I have a diagram to go off of and I know what I'm running, I can make it look clean, good connection. I do all right. I was joking around yesterday, and I think I can't say it more accurately. It's like I don't know if I'm really a mechanic, but I'm kind of just an antique collector with wrenches. You be saying you're gonna give me a hernia? I need to do my power glide video. Do you like that magnet, Hubie? Master saying just stay humble. Yeah, I try. You know, sometimes I get stuck in my head. I find myself having kind of a bad attitude, and I try to check myself pretty fast because it's there's no point. You know what I mean? What am I going to change anyway? It's like I might as well just go with the flow and try to learn what I can. Just be happy when something gets done. Hubie's Garage is saying, my dad raced on Bolsa, south of the Boeing plant. It was an old farmhouse, and they called the sheriff, and they had 15 minutes to get as many pairs off before the cop showed up. That's pretty badass. Yeah. Yeah, Hubie, I threw it on a magnet. That way you could have it, on the toolbox or in the Tribe 5 or, on the fridge. Just always think about Power Glide. Chris Greenaway is saying, St. Peter, don't you call me because I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. That's a good one. Arrow's Garage is saying, I'd like to pull that Mercomatic out of the Mercury and slide a C6 in it, but that car is what it is. Far from a burnout hot shotter. I'm with you there. Lazy A is saying, you say you're learning and you don't know much, but my friend, you found that gear and knew that what that was. All the other things, I don't even know much about that. So you've learned so much. Thanks, Allie. You know what I mean? I'm always trying. I really am always trying. Yeah, I'm good. Like I said, I'm good with this kind of stuff, tearing things down, diagnosing. Assembly, I'm a lot slower with because I take a lot of steps and prep and stuff. I'm really weird about cleaning threads, using thread sealant, weird stuff like that. But I do all right with this kind of stuff, just I don't have to think a lot. Hubie's Garage is saying your magnet was perfect. Now it just needs to continually leak AT. Mike's saying hello to Lazy A-Hole Ranch. Lazy A-Hole Ranch, formerly known as Western Dirt Star Ranch. See, I'm getting tired, guys. I shouldn't be on live. No, Lazy A-Hole Ranch. If you guys haven't checked out Lazy A-Hole Ranch or you haven't checked out their store, check them out. Allie makes some really great soap. I actually used the charcoal soap last night to clean all the 235 off of my face. And I'll say, I'm not breaking out or anything. The skin's not too dry. It's natural. Glycerin soaps. Handmade. Beautifully crafted. Please check them out. Hubie saying now it's an Amazon warehouse. Yeah, huge, huge Amazon hub. At Zero saying just found out Mean Streets is on Turner Classic Movies. Mean Streets is classic. The soundtrack is great. Hubie's Garage is saying, so you're going to pull the cam to put the cam gear on? Maybe someone here knows if it can be installed with the cam in the block. I mean, at that rate, you know, got to pull the lifters, got to pull the distributor, pull the fuel pump, remove the grill, get the cam out. But I mean, still, I feel like it would be, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably the proper way. Otherwise, I mean, I'm going to be pretty puckered hammering that thing on and not knowing if I can manipulate it or not. Nice. Ah, I think it was like a mid-'80s Regal or Cutlass when it was actually on spokes with hydraulics. Nice. Chris Greenaway is saying he shouldn't be paced. Sorry, man, I don't mean to pace. It's more of a habit than anything. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'll sit myself down for a second here. Sorry, Chris. Oh, man. Danny Boyd saying you should probably leave all that stuff in there. Barrow's Garage is saying if you pull the cam, it'll give you a better chance to look it all over better. But you know how that goes. Yeah, I mean, I might have to do it. I think, you know, if Hubie says, yeah, it's probably a good idea. You know what I mean? In the one video we saw, the gentleman had the cam out of the engine. It just seems easier to slide it on proper and then kind of manipulate the cam where it's going to go rather than try to manipulate the gear with the cam. Yeah, I don't know. The best is saying, would that be a donk? I think not a donk, more of a lowrider because it's got the smaller like 13-inch wheels. Dave Lewis is saying heat it up with a propane torch about 300 degrees. Yeah. Just it's a nice melting aluminum gear, so it's a good part at least. But yeah, I feel like I got a lot of work to do on this truck still. So the next couple days, I get the gasket set tomorrow, so I can start assembling. I've just been trying to prepare all these surfaces and all the mating surfaces. I kind of did myself a disservice here. I don't know if you guys caught this, but busted an ear off of this exhaust manifold. So I'm going to have to come up with a remedy for that tomorrow. And yeah, that was kind of a bummer, but this thing's already cracked its sin. So it's you know what I mean? I just need to get this engine together, you know, decent enough to where I can drive it until I get that V8 together. So I'm not going real crazy with it. Abel's asking if we're watching my engine paint dry. No such luck. All of it is keyed. It is keyed, yeah. Yeah, Hubie saying to line up the dots will be easier with the cam out. Yeah, 100%, Hubie. Dave Lewis is saying you have to be quick when doing it. Yeah, that's another one too. You know what I mean? You got to be quick and accurate with it, and I feel like that act would be a lot easier with the cam out. Obviously, the best is asking if I think I have damage to the cam. I don't think so. The best, from what I could see inside the crankcase, it didn't look too bad. The lobes look pretty decent. I didn't see anything, but you know, it could be a whole different story when I pull it out. So it would be, you never know. Hubie's saying, can you locate another manifold? I haven't really looked, Hubie. I have tube headers. One of them's at my buddy's shop. Hubie's Garage saying, gives me time to run to the shop and get it on there. Same with ring gears. Rusted Junk Garage is saying, when I did mine, I removed the cam. Best way to do it. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much, that settles it then. If the seasoned folks are telling me to remove it, I don't want to try anything janky anyway. It's just a little more disassembly, and it's like, the whole engine's apart anyway, so it's like, what's it going to hurt? It's a distributor, some lifters, fuel pump, grill, and yeah, just pull right out. Not bad. Maybe I can try to do some hammering on the grill while it's out. All right, guys. Barrows is saying, can you get it on an engine stand? I should, Brother Bear, but I'm trying so hard to get this thing out of the yard before my boss, gets in the way somehow. That I've just been trying to keep it in there. That would have been the smarter way to go, though. As much as I've disassembled, I might as well. What I got? Just the bell housing bolts at this point are holding it in, because it's got that front horseshoe engine mount. So. You'll be saying you have to reset the distributor anyway. Yeah, this is true. But yeah, guys, this phone's about to die on me. I'm about 5%, so I'll probably call it for the night. I'm going to clean up here and get myself home. Got the work week ahead of me, and I got a lot of work to do on this 235. And like I said, I'm grateful for my boss being patient, letting me work at it, have it in the yard and everything, work at the shop. But we'll see how it goes. Everyone, thanks for popping in. I really appreciate you guys coming through. Hubie, thanks so much for coming through and helping and everything, pointing me in the right direction. And Harold's Garage is saying, it made my day. Thanks so much, Brother Bear. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, everyone, thanks so much for coming through. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to probably try to do a nice little explanation video tomorrow for the whole, for everyone that wasn't on this live. And we'll see how that goes. You guys have a great week. Be safe, be kind to each other, and check your fluids. Thanks, guys.